Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to explore another fascinating chapter of the Flat Earth movement, featuring a lesser-known but equally intriguing figure, Professor Orlando Ferguson. This 19th-century character proposed a unique version of the flat Earth, concave. Yes, you heard that right. Forget the classic theories. Ferguson believed that the Earth was not only flat but also bowl-shaped. So, how did he come to this conclusion, and why did he think it reflected both science and the scriptures? Get comfortable, and let's dive in. Professor Orlando Ferguson, another key figure in the flat Earth movement of the late 19th century, offered a fascinating and original perspective on our world. Ferguson didn't just question the foundations of modern science. He proposed a model of the Earth that was both flat and concave, illustrated by a famous map that combined elements of traditional cosmology with a bold interpretation of Scripture. While many proponents of the flat Earth theory described the Earth as a flat, stationary disk, Ferguson went further by proposing a model where the Earth's surface was flat but concave. According to him, the Earth resembled a deep tray or bowl, where the oceans and continents stretched across the interior. This model, which he illustrated in his publications and lectures, radically challenged the idea of a spherical and moving Earth. For Ferguson, this concave model better explained certain natural phenomena than the heliocentric model. For example, according to his calculations and observations, gravity wasn't a mysterious force pulling objects toward the center of a rotating ball but rather a logical effect of the Earth's concave shape, where objects naturally remained in place within this gigantic basin. This alternative conception simplified the explanations of terrestrial phenomena and aligned more closely with people's everyday experiences, in which they never perceive any curvature. In Ferguson's vision, the Sun and Moon were still close to the Earth, but instead of rotating around a disk, they moved above this concave plateau, illuminating different regions in turn. He considered the Sun and Moon not as distant celestial bodies millions of miles away, but as divine lanterns, providing light and warmth in a regular movement orchestrated by God. This model, simple and visually coherent, explained why the sun appeared larger at noon than at sunrise or sunset without needing the complex explanations of modern scientists. For Ferguson, the proximity of the celestial bodies also made divine creation more plausible. The world was not a random product of an infinite universe but a divinely constructed design where everything revolved around humanity. His cosmological model sought to return to a spiritual cosmology, where God directly organized the earth and the heavens to serve humanity. Like Wilbur Glenn Voliva, Ferguson strongly rejected the dominant scientific model of the spherical Earth. He saw the acceptance of the theory of gravity and the globe Earth as a form of brainwashing imposed by academic elites and scientists, often influenced by materialistic philosophies. He accused these theorists of wanting to lead people away from divine truth by offering complicated and inaccessible explanations that only served to strengthen their own power. For Ferguson, the fact that the Earth was stationary, flat, and concave was not just a scientific issue, but proof of divine wisdom. God had designed the world so that its inhabitants could easily understand and observe His creation. Modern science, on the other hand, sought to make this creation incomprehensible, filling minds with theories like the rotation of the Earth that defied common sense. Why should we believe we are living on a constantly spinning ball when no one has ever felt such movement? Orlando Ferguson didn't just formulate theories, he also used the means available in his time to spread them widely. His posters and maps, detailing his vision of a flat and concave Earth, were distributed far and wide. He organized lectures where he passionately and convincingly presented his arguments. By combining scientific elements with biblical references, Ferguson created a strong link between his ideas and religious faith, convincing many listeners that his view of the world was not only true but also aligned with divine will. His famous map, where he depicted the Earth as a concave tray with inscriptions denouncing modern science, remains a fascinating testament to his intellectual struggle. For his followers, this map wasn't just an illustration but a revelation, a visual proof that the Earth wasn't a sphere but a flat, divinely designed creation. Like Wilbur Glenn Voliva, Ferguson believed that modern science was trying to divert humanity from faith. For him, the shape of the Earth wasn't a trivial matter but a fundamental spiritual issue. By accepting the spherical Earth and scientific explanations, people were turning away from biblical truths and divine creation. In his view, God had clearly indicated in the scriptures that the Earth was flat, fixed, and immovable, and accepting a different model was a betrayal of faith. Ultimately, Orlando Ferguson's vision of a concave Earth represented a bold attempt to reconcile faith and observation. He sought to offer a worldview more consistent with the scriptures and closer to the realities perceived by people in their everyday lives. His model didn't just challenge established ideas, it restored a connection between man, the Earth, and God, asserting that truth wasn't found in the complicated theories of scientists but in simple observations and divine revelation. Thus, Professor Orlando Ferguson wasn't just a defender of the flat Earth theory, he brought a unique perspective that combined faith and observation, rejecting complex scientific explanations in favor of a more spiritual and intuitive view of the world. His ideas, though far removed from modern science, reflected a deep quest for truth and a return to a divine vision of the Earth and the heavens. And that's a glimpse into Professor Orlando Ferguson's astonishing theories on the flat and concave Earth. Whether you believe it or not, it's fascinating to see how this man tried to reconcile faith and observation in a worldview that challenged the science of his time. So, what do you think? Was he a misunderstood genius or a man lost in his convictions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and see you soon on the channel.